Hello, I'm Peggy O'Neill. Welcome to today's live in Facebook. And if you're watching this on YouTube, of course, you're watching the replay on YouTube. And today we're going to experience together an exercise that'll support us in listening to our true selves. So, again, I'm Peggy O'Neill, and I'm the founder of Answering the Call and the creator of a program called Wisdomary Leading, which is a way of being able to lead our lives, organizations, teams, families with wisdom. So this is one aspect of, of experiencing wisdom and to be able to express and live wisdom. So if you're here live, please say hi in the comments. Let me know you're here live. If you have any questions or comments at any time, please put them in the comments and I will reply. If you're watching this on replay, please put hashtag replay in the comments. I love knowing you were here. And the same thing, if you have comments, questions, put them in the comments and I will come back and answer them. All right, so let's get started. So again, this is an experiential exercise, but I'm going to give some background first. So, you know, I'm sure I think everybody experiences these times in our lives where ideas come out of nowhere, like, where did that come from? Or we just have a sense. Like, I've had a lot of sense over my life. So, it's time to move on. It's time to, I moved from Fort Smith, Arkansas to Little Rock. I just knew it was time to move on. And there are lots of facts around that I won't go into. But sure enough, that was the thing to do. It was perfect timing. Um, and and then what's gotten me to this place in my journey about really getting serious, if you will, about a relationship with wisdom and a commitment that wisdom lead my life started sincerely a few 15 or so years ago when this happened. I was walking one morning and the birds started making a whole bunch of noise, and somehow I just knew. I just had this sense that okay, I'm not to listen to my thoughts right now, and that's all I knew. And within minutes, this message came to me: we don't need any more managers or leaders. We need wisdom leaders. Okay, I mean, that made no sense to me. At the time, I was marketing mainly to managers and leaders, business, in in business, and I did a bunch of research around wisdom leadership and the books and so on. And I thought, well, I'm already doing this. I'm not going to just add a word to my marketing when it didn't mean anything to me beyond what I was already doing. And then years passed, and I came across the great wisdom traditions, and then it clicked. I'm like, oh, that's what that message was. So part of the reason I do the work now is so that I can help shorten the process for people who at all get a glimmer of this. So that like that was oh well, from that point it was about another 9 years, 8.5 years before I came across the wisdom traditions. So my commitment is to help us all know what we're going to explore today in a way that we speed this whole process up for all of us, because the universe is wisdom. We are universal intelligence. We are infinite wisdom. So we want to know that and access that. I mean, it's always available. We just, for the most part, have it shut down. We're not paying attention to it. Why? Because we've been so conditioned to listen to our rational thinking, our rational thinking. And that's finite thinking. It's limited thinking. There's nothing wrong with that. There are times for that. We're not going to get into that today. But we are not listening to our rational thinking today. Okay, I'm going to see if anybody has arrived to say hi. Okay, I don't see anybody that's at least saying hi. Glad you're here, though. You're here. Uh-oh, I just clicked on Zoom. Sorry. Give me a second here now I'm going to have to get out of Zoom. All right. All right, getting out of Zoom. Okay, so back to our time together. All right. So now, no, I didn't mention this, and yeah, I said that we're going to engage in a guided meditation to connect with your wisdom through focused attention on the Xiphoid process. So this is another intuitive wisdom sense that came to me, has been coming to me the last several years, but I didn't have validation for it for a while. So when we focus on chakras, we focus on the heart chakra and then the solar. So the heart chakra. Let's see how I'm showing up here. Um, so the heart. So okay. So the heart chakra we know is right here, right? Okay. And then the solar plexus chakra is about 3 fingers above your navel. So that's about where my navel is. So this is about where the solar plexus is. Okay. But I have been having this sense for quite a while that there was a real power center, if you will, a wisdom center somewhere between these two places. And for me, it was right here, just right here. And what's this place? This is the place where the ribs come together. Well, at the very top, right here, where well, there's nothing beneath that, and it's called, that area is called the xiphoid process. Right there, the xiphoid process. The reason it's called a process is because it's an extension of what is this? The sternum. Whatever it is. Anyway, it's an extension of that. So the xiphoid process, that's where it is. And so when that information came to me, I'm like, oh, that's what I've known for quite a while, but I didn't have a way to validate it. But the information eventually came to me. And sure enough, that's a place where a lot of us can focus our attention, and that's where our wisdom is. That's where a sense of what's there to do now, either in our lives or a particular situation, that we can connect with that center and that wisdom center, and that's an area that can guide us, give us information. So the way to do it, now there's several ways to do it, but the way we're going to focus on today is, again, to find that place, and then you can put your fingers like that. So you've got, yeah, you get it out. These two fingers, and just put that right there, so you're feeling right at the, right on and kind of below, we're just right together, the xiphoid process, and then a space right below it. Okay? Right, so that's the background and how to get started. Let me see if there are any questions. Okay, no questions. All right. So, so you go to that place, and then and the other thing I knew. Oh, so I want to explain this too. So the other thing that I had known was that it didn't really work for me to focus in the heart area. So again, finally information came to me about why I had that sense of the heart area, because that's kind of the center of emotions, and also the center of more loving, compassionate energy, which of course is beautiful. That's great, and that's not quite wisdom energy. I mean, it is wisdom energy, but in a different way than what we're talking about today. And then the gut center is also more the creative center. And so, again, not quite wisdom. So I've known, again, so I'm sharing with you what I knew and finally got validated, which is that the wisdom is between the two. So think about it. If you think about it, and we'll use our rational minds for this, between the heart and the gut, well, sorry, not the gut, the solar plexus, sorry. The solar plexus, between the heart and the solar plexus. So the heart, of course, is the center of love, and I'll just leave it there. And then the solar plexus is our center of power. Okay, so between those two, connecting those two in the middle, that's where the wisdom is. All right. So what you want to do is put your fingers where I showed you a minute ago, and then I would recommend that you close your eyes. Of course, if you're driving, don't close your eyes, and probably don't even do this. So, but put your fingers as I suggested, and you close your eyes. You can take a couple of breaths. There's not a formula to this at all. So if you want to take a breath, something to help you refocus your attention and to put your attention on that area, your full attention. Now this can be challenging if you haven't done this in a while, or don't do this very often, which is to relax your attention away from thoughts, because we're so used to focusing on thoughts that your attention may go to thoughts. And so this can be challenging at the beginning. That's okay. Just be patient. when you notice that your attention is focused on thoughts, which it will go automatically, it's like the bright shining object. Our attention goes where there's movement and activity. Then you just relax the tension, bring your attention back. And the more you do that, it'll become more naturally to be able to focus your attention on the xiphoid process and not even pay any attention to the thoughts. So you bring your attention to the xiphoid process and keep returning. And another thing that you can do is invite your thinking mind to say, I need some time alone for a while, or I'm going on vacation for a while, and I'll let you know when I need you back. So please go sit over there in the corner for a while, or leave me alone for a while. Just say it real nicely. And surprisingly enough, that works too. I think it's just somehow recentering ourselves probably, but that works. All right, so you bring your attention, you're quiet, you're focused on that area. And then what I really recommend is that that's where you start, is just giving yourself permission to just sit there with that and not try to ask questions that you want answer to. But if you're like me, you're always in a hurry, or I have been, slowing down, is you can't, there's nothing wrong, you can't do anything wrong. So if you want to ask a question, do. But even if you want to ask a question, I would really recommend that you sit here with this for a while until you can feel your whole body calming down, your attention really focused on the xiphoid process, just really still. You can feel it. Your attention is not on thoughts anymore. So I'll be quiet here for a few seconds. And I encourage you right now not to ask any questions. But if a question comes to you, do not worry about it. Don't try to stop it. You just let the question come if it appears, of course. And then a nice question to ask is, what is there to do? Or what is there to do in this situation? Or if it's more pointed, what is there to do in my life? Now, number one, answers may not come to you right now. Answers come when answers want to come, when the universe is ready, so to speak. So just know, if you've asked the question, somehow an answer will appear. And it may not appear like the example I gave of me when I was walking, where some idea came. Now our mind translates the idea, so it came as kind of a sense, and then the mind translates it. But can also come, you could read a paragraph in a book or an article, or somebody on the sidewalk could say something, and all of a sudden you can tell, oh, that's giving me some guidance about my question. So you want to also become better at, if you're not, in really paying attention. And let's see what else. I was going to say something else about that. See, notice the quality of any messages you get. So if the quality sounds judgmental about anybody else, about you, any sort of personal, like you shouldn't do this, you should do this, you need to do that, anything like that, that's your rational mind trying to take over. Okay? So the message will come to you in a different quality than you're used to hearing from your rational mind. So that can also take a while to start coming through because we haven't been listening. I mean, you might have, but for me, for a long time, I wasn't listening to that at all. In fact, often I'd dismiss it, right? Because it's not rational. It's like, I can't do that, and we're not even listening most of the time. So, but just know that so the quality will feel different than your normal thinking. And this takes some discernment, so it takes some time, some practice, till you can start discerning the difference and tell. So it can be fun to keep a journal. You can keep a file on your computer, right? And so keep capture. Sorry, I did not use that word. You can write down words, ideas that come to you, or type them into your folder, and then stay curious. Let me see if I have any other notes I wanted to share. And then sometimes an answer will come to you, like I alluded to a few seconds ago, that seems crazy or it's not possible. I encourage you to not write that off. Somehow, when we write things off and dismiss them and go, it's not possible, check, step right, move on, then it's almost like the universe might stop sending us messages. And I'm not sure how that actually happens, whether it's just now we've unintentionally become dismissive, so now we don't even hear them, or if the rational mind starts picking up quickly on what's happening and takes over. So I really encourage you to allow each one its sacredness, because it came to you from the universe. It's for you. May not make sense. Some of them may have nothing to do with anything, but they're all sacred. So if we could treat them all that way, then that's going to also support you in being able to make sense of messages, to get more messages, to be the wise being that you actually are. And a couple other things. So today I'm guessing you're sitting too. So we can do this while we're sitting, kind of like a meditative process. And as you heard, one message is extremely powerful came while I was walking one day. This morning when I was walking, because I'd been in this process earlier and was still real calm and centered, then as I was walking, some incredible ideas came to me. So you don't have to be still. The main thing is to be calm, usually inside, and to be open and listening and available. So you don't have to be still. They can come anytime, anywhere. Gosh, I heard a few years ago some musician to be driving down the road and he'd go, not now, because some great idea would come in about a song, but he'd have to pull off on the side of the road because he was driving. So it could come at any time. So we want to be available for and be ready for it. Just know that they're coming. They're coming all the time. All right, let's see if we have any questions, comments. I don't see any yet. So if you have any at any time, please let me know. I will respond, as I've said. All right, so let's recap. So the xiphoid process is that place where the rib cages connect at the top area, and then it's between the heart and the solar plexus, and that's our real wisdom center. And you can use your fingers to put on that process, focus there, and then get quiet, relax attention from thoughts, and insights can come without even a question. But you can ask a question, be patient. You may not get the answer then, and keep at it. That's the other thing, is that since this is like a muscle we haven't used very often, or at least I hadn't. I'm going to assume if you're watching this you haven't used it very often either. And it takes time. It takes practice. So keep coming back to this as often as you want. You can do it 5 minutes here and there throughout the day, and really orient yourself toward this way of listening and being and engaging with the world. I do have a complimentary workshop coming up, Unleash Your True Desires, Embrace Freedom and Your True Self, and this is part of it. And part of what we'll be focusing on in this workshop is what blocks us from this, what blocks us from living as our true self. And so you'll have some insights as well as some specific things that you can do to unblock the the um, the channel, if you will, that's trying to provide wisdom, and also and unblock what's in our way of realizing dreams that we have. We have dreams, we have desires. Well, why aren't they happening? What's stopping me? You're going to find out the answer to that, and it's on October the 17th, and it's from 11:30 to 1 Central. Just either put in the comments or message me and tell me you want to attend, and I will send you the Zoom link. Or if you have any questions, let me know. I will also post the information about this in the comments. All right. Thank you so much for being with me today. And yeah, this is a wonderful, um, you know, the big part of my life now is devoted to us being able to live inspired by our wisdom, inspired by what's wanting to express through us, and this is a key element to be able to do that.